Since he had 100% accuracy in his readings, two friends came to see this fortune teller. Kathy never believed in fortune telling or superstitions, but she followed her friend, Shelley, per her request. Shelley was stressed out because of some people in her life recently. However, instead of giving a reading to Shelley, the one who was worried and stressed out, the fortune teller predicted that Kathy's life was in great danger and that something would happen to her in the next few days.
Watch out for anybody with these names: Brady, Duncan, Nelson. It is very important that you avoid these names at all costs. They will be dangerous to you.
Kathy didn't believe in this.
So Brady, Duncan, Nelson. You're telling me to be careful? It's so vain to avoid people just because of their name. What's in a name, right?
She chuckled a little, but still, she couldn't help but feel a little uneasy. The next day, Kathy went to the bank where she works. Everything was fine, nothing out of the ordinary. The first customer was Mr. Brady. It's a common name, but she was still just a little bit uncomfortable. Just as Kathy started to chuckle and ignore the name, that's when something happened. The man with the surname Brady turned out to be a bank robber. After a fierce resistance, the robber was caught. Kathy was safe, but it was a dizzying moment when her life could have ended if she did something wrong. Kathy called her boyfriend since she needed to be comforted. She met him through an app not too long ago. He had a nice job, good manners. They haven't dated too long, but Kathy was crazy about him. He was so proactive about everything. He already expressed his passionate affection for her by talking about marriage and by saying they are a match made in heaven. Police, you're under arrest for fraud. The boyfriend was taken by the police. He was actually a very bad man who made girls believe he would marry them. Then he borrowed their money and disappeared. His real name? Duncan.
I'm scared of that fortune teller. He's getting everything right. Brady, Duncan, and...
Darling, I reported Duncan. I looked into him, and he was a very bad guy. The dreary man in the dark was Kathy's ex-boyfriend. He tormented her every day like a stalker. His name? Nelson. Kathy jumped. She detected danger. She saw her ex-boyfriend many times, but never felt threatened. However, this time it felt different. She definitely believed in the fortune teller's words. His name was Nelson. Kathy's instinct was right. Nelson was chasing her with a knife. A knife! Fortunately, people gathered when they heard Kathy's screams, causing Nelson to flee the scene. Kathy was sure the fortune teller was right, 100%. Kathy was so anxious for days. The fortune teller was right about Brady, Duncan, and Nelson. She decided to avoid people with those names. But suddenly, the elevator light went out.
Help! Someone's stuck in here. Help me! I'm stuck in the elevator.
After a long time, she finally heard the rescue team arrive. And the door opened. Don't worry, just take my hand.
Thank you.
Kathy was trying to reach out, but she almost fainted with surprise. The firefighter's name was Brady Duncan Nelson. What are you waiting for? Grab my hand. It's dangerous. Hurry up! In the end,
I'm so stressed out because some people these days, especially because of her, I felt like I was going crazy. She had a great boyfriend, doing well at her job. I was really jealous. Seeing her do so well, it just made me miserable. I'll bring Kathy, I guarantee it. Just give her a reading, but tell her the opposite of what you see. The opposite.
there was a fortune teller with sensational psychic powers. She had correctly foreseen the future of all of her visitors. At the end of every visit, she always added that the future could never be changed. One day, a desperate man who failed both his job and marriage came in. Once the foreteller looked at the man's eyes, she shook her head, which meant no. The man begged her to tell him his future. Finally, she decided to tell him. You will soon kill an innocent person and will be sentenced for your whole life in jail. The man panicked. He can't let bad luck screw up his life anymore. He asked her for a solution to avoid it. However, she told him she couldn't help change anything concerning his future. It was destined, and there was no power for her to change anything. The man's anger exploded. He came here for another chance to recover his life, but he couldn't accept that he would be a murderer and would spend the rest of his life in jail. It all sounded like the fortune teller was just cursing him. His anger went beyond its limit. He pulled out a knife, which was actually supposed to be used to kill himself. The fortune teller's screams were as violent as her death.